to Bizchicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is it. This is the place to be for tips, tools, strategies, and everything you need to take the hassle out of your digital and social media hustle. Why? Because the tech diva is in the house, the digital diva herself, Terry Johnson, online right here from New York City. She's here with us today. So get ready. Oh, she's going to bring some really good stuff for you today. It's going to be a treat. So get something to take some notes. And then after you take notes, take action. All right, TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of Marketing Talk, where we talk about all things marketing, market strategy, tips, tools, trends, data reports. I have one for you today, and we take this information and knowledge and apply it to your strategy, your system going forward. Because, you know, as we've been talking about, AI is it's changing everything. Sora 2 came along as an app, and everything is just upside down. People are just it's crazy. So we got to stay on top. And I found this study, social media study from Hootsuite, and I'm going to put the link in here. A research report from 2024, and I'm going to bring it up. It's called the Social Media Consumer Report, a definite look at why people follow, engage, buy, and break up with brands on social media. So they talked, they did a study, and let me explain that when you do data studies, you can't talk to everybody. You can't talk to, say, if they're doing a study in the United States, they can't talk to all 330 million people. They do what's called a sample. And they have experts that determine where in America and what state and what's, based on the demographics, to give a good representation of the country, because you cannot talk to everybody. So I think Hootsuite talked to 6,000 people. We're going to go into the details when I bring it up. But they talked to a few thousand people. They aggregated the data. They asked them certain questions. They looked at it. They put the study together. It is about 40 slides. Of course, we're not going to go over 40 slides. I go through the PDF, and the link is there if you want to download it yourself. So I go through the report, and I pull out the ones that, we got to look at that. We got to do this. We got to do that. And then we look at what I call the not refined, the minimized version. But if you want the full report and you want to dig through the data and see all that stuff, the link is there. Go ahead and download it and enjoy. But we are looking at the condensed version that I put together. Okay, so it's a PDF, so I'm going to bring it up. And let's put that on the screen. This is a social media consumer report from Hootsuite. As I said, it's a definitive look at why people follow, engage, buy, and break up with brands on social media. Now, this topic is relevant because these are the things we need to know. Based on all the AI tools that are coming out, people are making the AI junk. I said that there was going to be more content, and we're in the middle of that. We're in the middle of everybody making content. So we got to figure out how to make content that's going to cut through the noise. That's our goal, because we want to reach our audience and build a relationship to turn them into customers. That's what we're here for. Okay, so here they're going through it, and they're talking about building why you need to build relationships. Why, as a business and a brand, you're in the relationship business, because you need a connection when there's so much things. There's so many things happening. There's so much stuff. And your customer, your audience gets overwhelmed. So there's some things we need to work on. And so they looked at this, and I hope this is in order. I'm like, okay, why is this? So I wanted to talk about the little square in the middle. It says, of the people who follow brands on social media, 63% recognize that advertising is what keeps social media free, but 59% think there's too much of it. I agree. There's too much advertising, but it is the thing that keeps the engine running. It's the thing that keeps the car running. It's the thing, because I say social media is not a chat. They're here to make money. Meta's a corporation. They got stakeholders. They got stockholders who want a return on their money. So 52% are exhausted by self-promotional brand content. Self-promotional. That means look at me. I don't care about you as a consumer. I care about my business. And okay, let me unpack that a little bit, because yes, as a business, as a brand, you do care about your business because that's the bottom line. But in order to get what you want as a business, you got to keep these people happy. These people meaning your target audience, your customers, consumers who may be interested in doing business with you. You got to keep them happy. That's how everything works. So it says 52% are exhausted by self-promotional brand content. So you don't want to do self-promotional. That's why I call this earn, not given. You want to earn it. It's not going to be given to you anymore. The early days of social media, it was really easy for a business to come on and post this and, I posted a dog and, I made all this money. We're not doing that anymore. We're in a different space. So we got to look at that. Now, 1 in 3 would prefer if there was no brand content at all. 1 in 3. Now, don't get upset about that, because that's 1 in 3. 1/3. And we're like, okay, you guys don't want to see any brand content. You're here for whatever reason you're on social media. That's cool. But 2/3, the other 2 are like, we cool with it. We're cool with it. And we're going to talk about why. So this study kind of goes into that. So, they talk about why why they're doing the study and all of that. So you can get the details when you download it, but we're going to go through it. Now, where are the marketers going wrong? And marketers meaning us, people that are online on social media in order to facilitate relationships that build our business. We're marketers. We're doing marketing. We're getting this thing going. So Hootsuite says, we believe all good relationships follow the same trajectory. Awareness leads to relevance, leads to significance. Okay? Awareness, relevance, significance. So they break it down really nice. So awareness is discovering who your audience is and understanding what they truly want and need. We can agree with that. You need people to be aware of your business, because everybody's going around living their lives. They're not thinking about your business. You're thinking about your business. People are going around living their lives, and we've talked about this. They're taking kids to soccer. They're picking them up from school, taking them to the doctor. A family may have a parent that's going to school or working hard or doing that, and they have a lot of things to juggle in their life. Alongside entertainment when they're tired from working on the weekends, all of those things. So you have to fit in there as a business, and they're not going to seek you out. Okay. They're not going to seek you out. You have to be put in front of them to catch the eyeballs. We always talk about that. You want to catch the eyeballs. That's awareness. Number 2, relevance. Relevance is when customers become interested in you and you in them. See, there's the earn, not given. There's the two-way street. They become invested in you because something you did, the awareness caught their eye, or it was something they needed or wanted, or you feel the need. Then they go, okay, I can follow you. I can look at you. I can whatever online because you're giving me something I want. In all of this turmoil and things that are happening in the world, you caught their eye. You want to catch it. You want to keep it, which leads to 3. Significance is when a mutual exchange of value happens because of the trust you built. I love that they put because of the trust you built, not because of the 1 and the 2, not because of awareness, not because of relevance, because of the trust you built. Okay. Can we agree with all of this? It sounds pretty simple. Sounds simple. And Dr. Taji, good morning. Hello. Dr. Taji is here. Thank you. Now, what I like about this slide is at the bottom of each one, they go, where marketers go wrong. That's us. Number 1, awareness. Where are we going wrong? Making assumptions about your audience on social, who they are, how they behave, and what they want. Or worse, not even knowing these things to start. Boom, hello. That's where a lot of, and we're not here to point fingers or to chastise. I'm just saying that it's easy to get online. It's easy to start a business. It's easy to dot. It's hard to do these three things to where you get people to buy. And that's the frustrating part, because everybody thinks, well, it's easy to enter the mall, but how do you buy things? You need money. Well, if you go into the mall without money, are you coming out with something? I mean, purchasing, not the other thing that you might grab something and leave. We're not talking about any kind of criminal activity. We're talking about you enter someplace and it's like, oh, there's things in here I like, I'm attracted and everything, but I don't have the cash. You're not going to come out with anything. So what they're saying is that you've got to know all of these things first. And a lot of people misguided, seeing how easy it is. I always say people see social media as a ATM machine. Oh, I can just walk up and get money out of it because everybody else is doing it. But there's certain things that they're doing to get the money out, is what I'm trying to say. So this is what they're saying where marketers go wrong with awareness. And it sounds easy and simple, like, yes, who wouldn't want to know everything about your audience? There's a lot of people that don't. You'd be surprised. Now, number 2, relevance, where marketers go wrong. Treating social media like a giant marketing megaphone instead of adding value to people's experiences. Because it's so easy to get on. It's so easy. How do you start a business? Well, I can, I have an idea. I get a domain, I have a bank account, I go to social media, I go to Instagram, I go wherever, and I post my posts, and I'm like, they're just going to run over and buy because I'm telling them to go to the link. They're just going to buy it. It's not that. You have to do much, much more. Much, much more. So you have to add value to people's experiences. You got to get their attention. Then you got to add value to people's experience, but you don't know them, but you're starting where you don't even know them. You're trying to get into a relationship. You don't even know the person. You're trying to date them. You're not listening. You're just like, well, this is what I want, blah, 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 and nothing happens. Okay. So relevance. Now, number 3, significance, where marketers go wrong, focusing too much on the point of purchase and not on what happens afterwards. Here we are. Everything is done. You've done the date. It's the end of the date. And you go, okay, bye. And you don't give any feedback. You don't say, hey, should we go on another date? This was great. You don't do all of the things. You don't call, you don't text. What are all of those things? This is what's happening when you get to number 3 and you just go, bye, customer, or bye, thanks for buying. And you just drop the ball. You're dropping the relationship. You need to nurture that to keep it going. So that's what they mean about focusing too much on the point of purchase. They bought and you drop the ball by not keeping that connection going. There are things that you need to do. Amazon is a good example of that. I've talked about them a lot. Amazon is a good example of you've bought something, or you've even looked at something, or you put things in your cart, or any of these touch points. They have a way to reel you back in. Because they're like, hey, you were here looking at this thing, and guess what? The price went down. Or guess what? Or there's only 5 left. You were looking at this. They're good at that. Now, I'm not saying Amazon, as there's the other side of it. I understand that they're boycotts, and I'm looking at the business setup of it, the distribution of it. So they have a really good, I guess, I want to say a suction, but like a little ray gun that they suck, oh, I saw you looking at that. Let me suck you back in. A lot of businesses don't do that. They don't. And we've talked about that. And I just had it for whatever reason, a jewelry store popped up on Main Street, and, you put the little sign out on Main Street. And people are a couple is strolling by, and, and they go, whoever says, let's go in and look. To go in and look, and the doorbell rings, a little ding ding ding, and the person says, "Hey, how may I help you?" Da, 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 da. And they go, "Oh, we're just looking," and they show rings or this or that. And then, of course, they weren't going to buy; they were just looking. And then they said, "Okay, thank you," and they leave. And the shop owner or whoever was helping them just let them go. "Okay, bye," like assuming they're gonna come back. No, what you do is when you come in, "Hi, we're running a special. We're doing this. You may be or they could say, "We're just looking." You may be looking, but let me get your email. Let me get your this. Let me have a QR code on the counter. You want to be connected because at some point, the thing that you're looking at is going to be on sale. And I want to let you know to give you a good deal. Who's not going to take advantage of that, even though they're coming to look? So boom, you've got them connected with the QR code or the email or the text or however it is that you can do in a not spammy, but a non-salesy way. People have that ick about like, "Ooh, don't come at me." So that's what they're talking about here. Focusing too much on the point of purchase. When a couple that's coming in off the street, they're not in the mood to buy. They're looking. Because usually, traditionally, the guy comes in by himself or he brings a relative and then they buy a ring because he wants to surprise the partner or, whoever it is. So I don't want to get into gender roles too much, but usually I'm saying traditionally. So if you're a smart business owner, you already know a couple's coming in hand in hand and they smiling and looking and strolling on a Sunday afternoon. They're not buying. But the guy might come back by himself. Now, you want to assume that he's going to come back, or do you want to catch him right when he's there in some kind of way to not alert the other partner that this guy's ready to buy a ring? That's just one of the things that is popping up in my head. But this is what we're talking about. Focusing too much on the point of purchase. You're so eager to get them to buy right now when they're not ready, that you're not building a relationship of getting someone to come back. Like you're, sucking them in with the ray gun, like you're, getting them to come back. You're reeling them in. Okay, does everybody get my point there? Okay. Let's look at the next slide. Now, this goes into how Hootsuite has done this. So they're saying this report. So in collaboration with Critical Truth is another business that they're in relationship with that helps them with the data. Over a span of 2 weeks in December 2023, we surveyed 6,026 people aged 18 to 64 from the USA, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. So this is from not even USA. This is other mainly English speaking countries, mainly. Okay. So they're saying our respondents consist of people who follow brands on social media and say social media has at least some influence on their purchase decision. We also evaluated a potential commercial value by how frequently they buy and how much they say a brand's presence on social media influences their decision making. This is a very important part of this study. They wanted to measure how much people say, because people say things in a survey and they don't do them in real life, but we have to go based on what they tell us. What they say a brand's presence on social media influences, okay? So they asked them what brand behavior you do or don't like, their beliefs about the social media landscape, why they follow brands or share their content, how they behaviorally react to paid, organic, and shared posts, which is this. I love this part of the study. I hope, I'm trying to get to it. So now what's important about this slide is on the right. We categorize respondents in two different ways to highlight their varying level of commercial. That means we're talking about people that buy, not the lurkers or the lookers. Active shoppers, consumers who frequently buy because of social media and who say a brand's presence on social has a large influence on their decision making. Those are the people you want. If you're running a business, those are the people you want. Now, they break it up into active shoppers, and then they have this casual followers, consumers who don't buy frequently, buy because of social media, and who say a brand's presence on social media doesn't have as much influence on their buying decision. Now, here we go. Everybody ain't your customer. Everybody ain't your audience. And we want to have the separation. Okay, not that we don't care about the casual followers, but they're not in the space where they are going to buy. And they've said that. Honestly, I'm just here to look. Okay, good. You're here, but we're going to focus on the active shopper. So I love that this study, they did that. So when we get to the part where they explain active shoppers and what they're doing, that's the point we want to focus in on. All right. So what's in the report? So they broke it into sins and virtues, what brands get wrong, how to get it right, what consumers believe about social media. Number 2, building a high value following, the relationship between followers and commercial intent, how to get more valuable followers. Number 3, pay versus earn versus shared. Very important. This is the breakdown of the type of content that's being presented online. We're going to look at we're going to skim all this. Like I said, get the report. They had more slides than we're going through. I took some out. Which type of exposure is more impactful at each stage of the buying journey? Very important to know. Okay. Now, here we go. So the five worst sins, this is what they're calling it, the 5 worst sins that brands can commit on social media. So what's at the top? Boring content, repetitive content, inauthentic content, 68% across the board. Then we have angling for metrics, and the top one of all was clickbait at 76%. So what they asked the 6,026 people, what content is most likely to get you unfollowed and are hidden by everyday consumers? And they're saying what has caused consumers to unfollow and hide a brand in the last 12 months. These are the things that you don't want to do. Don't want to do. Is this good already?
Yeah, this is good because I will unfollow somebody for all of these reasons.
Yes. And you could say, hey, how can people make boring content when we got AI? Because just because the tool is there and you're making it, and didn't we talk about this last week? I said everybody can make a cake.
Yep.
Everybody can't make a good cake.
That is correct.
The cookies got to taste good.
Yep. Because we saw this with Sora too. There are very few people on there. Right now, I'm sure people are getting better at it, but very few people were putting some content on there that I would want to follow.
Right.
And I've been seeing a little bit more of them. TJ, I'm plugging her right now. Follow her. If you get Sora to follow her, her content is really good because it gives you little clips on marketing tips and stuff like that. And I was like, oh yeah, this was good. It wasn't boring.
And
wasn't
repetitive. And I'm just those were just off the top of my head, not even thinking about it. Because see, this is the key. You're thinking about it too hard. You're not going to do it. So, we spent a lot of time Friday. If you missed the tech wrap up on Friday, you got to go back and watch it. These are the things we do. We spend a lot of time going through the app and using it and some of the tips and things that you have to use. And then remember, the Sora 2 is very new. Early, is still invite only, but more and more people getting on. Also, here's another little thing about Sora 2 that I have to investigate that I'm not liking, is that they're saying that there are websites where you can go and take the Sora off of the video. And then I got to investigate this. This is just what I see people were saying. Oh, there's websites where you can put it on. You can put the Sora on. And I'm like, why would they want to do that? So we're getting into a place where I'm not liking that. We're going to have something better.
Right.
As far as a rubber stamp of this is AI, because it's fooling people.
Right. And Sora comes out of the box when you do something. It's going to be stamped.
Yes.
The Sora 2 app is already stamped.
Yes.
And then like you said, there were people who were, if you come to, we've got Sora built in, and if you come to our platform, when you produce the video, Sora won't be on there. And I'm like, that is not cool because it needs to be identified.
Yes. And see what it is that a lot of people forget. When you use any AI tool that you're using, it already has a stamp. There's already a pattern. You're not seeing it. So I'm waiting for whatever that's going to happen, where they're going to have a tool. And I think I mentioned this a long time ago about having like a good housekeeping stamp. There's going to be something where they will not be able to erase it, because now we're in this spot of, I was like, why would people take real videos and then want the Sora on top of it? Like, that's crazy. But we're getting into the spot where you won't be able to trust. Is that real? Or so we need something.
And for the other side, where people want to take it off, when you see a TikTok video on Instagram, it has the TikTok logo all over it.
It's there.
So I didn't have a problem with it.
I'm just saying, I get this feeling. I've had it for a long. It's just that something, because right now it's self-reporting. When you go to YouTube, there's some options. Oh, thank you, Dr. Sachi. Says, I love this type of thing. When you go to YouTube, when you upload your video, there's some option that's you have to self-identify if you use AI
to create this.
Right.
And
a lot of people aren't doing that.
Instagram has that on there too. When you upload a reel, is this AI generated or whatever? It's on there. And you flip a little switch saying, yeah, this is AI generated.
Right. And see, now we're getting to the point where people are not, I'm not going to self-report I'm not self-reporting my tips on the, whatever your guys are doing, trying to get around the rules. We're going to get to the point where it's just automatically go, that's AI. And I'm for that, because if it's AI, it needs to be identified for those who are being, you don't want people to be fooled. See? There's this thing about, well, we need to fool people. Why? If it's AI, cool, it's AI. We're moving out of that space where, oh my God, you use AI. Oh, remember that when we first got the ChatGPT in 2022, there was all of these people like, oh my God, you use AI, you're cheating, you're just, what? Now everybody uses it. It's like, oh yeah, I did it. I did, I had it checked. Or we're moving into that space where that's not a big deal. So having it marked AI is going to be saving those who are being fooled. We don't want people to be fooled. Okay. All right. So I got some more slides. Let's move on. Cause this one, I was like, I love the presentation of it. And whenever you put the numbers out in front, it's like, can't argue with the numbers. This is what they're coming up with. Okay. So, here's another one. What do people actually want from brands on social media? Now, there's a lot of text in there. We're not going to go in, but the active shopper section is in there. So I'm going to read that. Active shoppers are more than twice as likely to want surprising content compared to casual followers. They're also much more likely to want content that makes them feel something. We talked about that. You got to make them feel. This means emotive and unexpected content could be a big differentiators for your brand if you're aiming to attract the attention of people most primed to purchase. This is what we want. We want the active shoppers. Casual followers, yeah, great. You're here and they want to be entertained. They want to look at funny memes and they want to look at people dancing and pointing and dogs and this. Cool. Those people aren't in the mindset of shopping. They're in the mindset of being probably want to be entertained because their lives are, what's going on in the world, you want to take a break from. And that's good. But we are concerned with the active shoppers. So here it says on the right, consumers enjoy content from brands when it, 56%, tells or teaches me something new. Oh, I love that one. Tells or teaches me something new. They're there. 55% makes me laugh. Okay, we can do the laugh and the teaching and the telling. Okay, it doesn't have to be. I always think about the teacher, Bueller, the monotone teacher that, it's not interesting. You always want the teacher that does, the rapping or the other things that they get the kids' attention. So 47% inspires me. 36% makes me feel something and visually engages me. That's social media's bag right there. Tells me, teaches, makes me laugh, makes me feel something, visually engages me. And then the 30% surprises me. So you don't have to really do the, I see a lot of videos where they're, shocking people or they're jumping out or they're doing crazy stuff and the person gets shot. Yeah, okay. We're that's for entertainment side. That's for the casual followers. Let them be entertained. But tells me something new. This should really encourage. This should get our encouragement up. Because as a business, especially if you want to get new followers, you got to tell or teach something about your brand, your industry, what you're doing in order to get the connection. You just can't, okay, here's an ad. You do ads, but if you're on social media, you're here to tell or teach. That's how you get that. And you got to keep doing it, the repetitive part, but you don't want it to feel repetitive. It's got to feel fresh. And here we go. That's a lot of stuff. I'm a business owner. Who got time for that? Here comes AI. What we were just talking about, Sora. How long did it take to make a Sora video? The time it takes you to type.
Exactly. Seriously. Once you come up with your idea and you type it into or speak it into Sora, it'll start the cooking process, and then you'll have a ta-da, and you're done.
You can type, you can say or type, put it down and do something else. Like Fran said, I love that. Let it cook, because the little circle, it goes in the draft. There's a little circle saying it's cooking. You can go over there and move over here and say, well, now let me make my caption. Now you can go to whatever other AI tool that does text, and how long does it get the perfect caption? A few seconds. And then what do? You come back to Sora and say, oh, it's ready. Oh, the cake is ready. Paste in the caption and you're done. You could do a couple of those and leave.
Now, TJ, with this, you have already given us a social media planner a while back. You've told us that
I'm updated. Mm-hmm.
You've told us that we need to be more consistent with our content.
Yes.
And now we have no excuse, because Sora will help you make that content like this.
And it's Sora, it's Google VO, it's Perplexity, it's whatever, it's lovable. You want a website?
There is no excuse for us not having it. Now, if you don't want to do it, you can reach out to TJ, you can reach out to Bizchicks, and we'll do it for you. Right. However, the tool is literally in your hand right here. I was walking this morning, there was a tree that fell in that was laying down, and I got a thought. What obstacles are in your way? What do you do when you encounter an obstacle? And it was laying there, and I was like, oh, there's
your short, there's your reel, there's your quick story, there's your quick content. Because see, this is what it's about. That people go, well, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to post. But Fran just told you, I'm taking a morning walk. I have my phone in my hand. I see a tree that's down. Oh, boom, instant idea. Oh, do you not know what to say? ChatGPT, Gemini, whoever you use. Hey, I just saw this tree down in the road, and I want to say something profound or funny or this or that for my audience. Can you help me? Sure. Da 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 da. You can even take a picture of whatever it is and put it in and say, here's the picture of what I saw. Can you help me? Da da da. I have my Jessica so trained. I see people with these elaborate prompts. Oh, do this, this, and this. I was like, I go to my Jessica and I go, hey, I do one line. Hey, da da da. And it I don't have to, because I primed the pump of it knows me, and how it even says, well, this is in the voice of Terry Johnson online. Da, da, da. And then if I want to push it, here's what I'm starting to do. I go, is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can do? And it says, no, let's take it up a notch. Take it up a notch. That's it. Is that the best you can do? No, let's take it up a notch. Oh, I'm loving it. And what I'm saying is that you got to use these tools in the way that they are designed, and of course, get it trained to your voice. So, also there's Canva. Canva does a lot of things. We talked about Canva. Canva has the AI and makes the websites and the graphics and the this and that. Don't spend so much time on it because you want to do this. Tells or teaches me something new. And Fran just gave you a great example. You're out. You're walking. I can't tell you how many times I've been out and I annoyed my daughter. She was like, "What are you doing?" I'm walking and talking on my phone and I'm saying things and I'm making and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm making content while we're walking down the block to the store. So that's how easy it is. We no longer have to say, well, let me get my laptop out and what should I blog about today? Or what should I? No. Let's do it quickly and get it out of the way, because this is the thing. Tells or teaches me something new, makes me laugh. And you can put all this into your tool of choice and say, help me make content that does the first 4 things. Or your combination of whatever. You can even take this slide and put it into your tool and say, hey, I read this, help me make content. Sure. It is like a lap dog that wants to please the owner. It's a dog, it's a pet that wants to please the owner. We all know cats don't do this, but dogs really want to please you. Dogs, oh man, they're thinking you're at work and they're at doggy daycare or wherever they are. They're thinking all day about you, the owner. When you go, oh, I'm gonna jump all over them. I'm gonna do this. I just can't wait to make them happy. That's what most that's the dog's purposes. So that's why people love dogs, and cats don't really do that, but it's a different thing. All right, so this slide, it self-explanatory. It's like, I love it. Now we're moving into the second section, building a high value following. Are social media followers actually valuable to your bottom line? Yeah. And we have to ask that. Now, here we go. Today's followers are tomorrow's buyers. Now we got the data to prove it. Hey, you're saying the things that I love. So according to the survey, 70% of people follow brands on social media have explicit plans to purchase from them sooner in the future. 59% have already purchased from the brands they follow. And then there's a slide that I didn't put in here. They talk about Gen Z versus boomers and how they are, they love to follow a brand and why, and the aesthetics of it and this and that. So they have a line. And if Gen Z follows a brand, it's twice as likely to signal intent to purchase soon compared to baby boomers. So there's a slide in there about the comparison of the two. So get the file and take a look at it. So at the bottom, 70% of people who follow brands on social media have explicit, not plans, explicit plans to purchase from them sooner in the future. 59% of people have already purchased from the brands they follow. Good. 2x. So if Gen Z follows a brand, it's twice as likely to signal intent to purchase soon compared to baby boomers. And it gets down to how Gen Z consumes content on social media. It's all about behavioral, attitude, psychological things, which I love that. So get the whole report and go through it. So just in the interest of time, it's like I can't go through every slide. All right, so here we are. You remember they had to break out between active shoppers and casual followers, and we're concerned with active shoppers. So here we go, the slide on the right. Consistency and a cultural point of view matter more to active shoppers. Active shoppers are in blue, the higher bar. Casual followers, I wish they had done different colors, but this is just me. The casual followers are in the light mint color. So the first grouping, having interesting things to say about the world beyond their product or services. 44% active shoppers said that's what they want. The next group, maintaining an active social presence by consistently posting and interacting. Active social media presence, not just I have, active social presence. That doesn't mean you're posting 100 million times a day. It just means you're posting consistently, and they know. They know. By consistently posting and interacting. Interacting, what does that mean? Comments, People leave comments, say something bad. They don't. You're not. Oh well, I'm Beyonce or I'm Kim Kardashian. I got all of these comments. It's just so overwhelming. No. Go in and respond. And then at the bottom, I love that they put the question: thinking about when you follow brands on social media, which of the following things is the most appealing aspect of a brand's social presence to you, and which is the least appealing? So they had, and the cycles is how they gather the information. They have a slide about that too, about the cycles. But I love this. Active shoppers are most likely to follow brands, and people who follow brands are most likely to be active shoppers. It's a self-perpetuating cycle. I love that. And they're saying because getting the people who are most likely to invest in your brand to follow your brand is what most marketers should be focused on. But that previous slide said they're focusing on the point of purchase and just yanking your dollar and just buy. Oh, you bought? Buy. See ya. They're talking about relationship and community here. All right, let's move on. So I also love this study because they have an old and a goal. So the old way, assuming that social media followers don't matter to the bottom line, plastering your prospects and followers with the same content, making assumptions about consumer buying behavior based on their age. We can't do that anymore. We can look at the age as a guideline, like we say Gen Z, millennial, boomer, Gen X. We say that just to put people in a grouping, but there are people in Gen X who may behave like millennials. There are some millennials that may behave like Gen Z. There's some Gen Alphas that may act like Gen Z. See? So you can't just put them all in a box. Now, the goal is the thumbs up, treating followers like one of your most valuable and probably untapped potential customer segments, creating specific strategies for reaching people you're trying to reach, and engaging the people who already got to follow you. That means you want to continually reach back and reach out to new people. That's the awareness, while holding the hands of the people who already followed you, engaged, and bought from you. You don't want to let go of each hand. You want to hold on to both hands, both ends. Creating a social strategy based on the nuances of your customer base and not sweeping demographic generalizations. This is where we're getting into the psychographics of knowing your target audience, knowing your customers. And to do that, we've already said, you ask them. If you don't know, you go to social media, make a post. Hey, what do you think about da-da-da-da-da? They're going to respond. Or if you got an email, a robust email list, in the email. Oh, I've been thinking about X, Y, Z. What do you got? I really want to know what you think. What do you think? Hit reply and let me know. Or give them a link to where you get a survey or however you want to get that information. You got to ask. That's how you get that. That's how you get to know them instead of going, oh, well, we're going to assume that this, that, and the other based on some old information on the internet. All right, here's another idea. AI, ask Perplexity, ask ChatGPT, ask Gemini, ask whoever you use. Ask them. It will go and do the research. Deep research. We have deep research now in all of these tools. Deep research means they go and they dig deep. And they give you the answer in a few minutes. And you can use that to formulate. Well, now I want to take that information, and this is what you're telling AI. I want to take this information and I want to find out from my specific target audience, from my business. Help me formulate the questions or help me ask them, or how do I? You say it. I think people get into this mode of how do I ask it? You just ask it. Just a real quick aside, and because I've been, when I watch Gary does, he does his live and he did and people ask questions about things like this. He says, well, you got ChatGPT. And then he pulls up his phone and he goes to the audio and he just starts talking. He just starts talking. He don't go, well, how do I? He just starts talking. Hey, I had an idea. What do you think? And then he puts the phone down and let the tool give it to him. There's no right or wrong way to ask people. You just ask. You can ask it like if you're talking to a mentor, or if you're talking to a coach, or if you're talking to your friend, or you're talking to your neighbor, or you're talking to somebody that's a stranger, or hey, I had this idea. I love that he does that, because he does it live. When people come with a question that he's like, okay, we're in a space and era where you ask the tool that. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. He's like, ask ChatGPT or whoever, and he pulls up his phone and he starts talking, and he says, and I love that it comes back. And remember, it has the voice command, so it really is like, having a conversation. So there's some good things there. Okay. All right. So let's move on. And I think, how many more slides? I don't have that many. Yes. So paid versus earned versus shared is the last section. And I feel like this one is really where we get into the earned part of it. All right. So there are 3 ways you can get in front of customers on social and build relationships with them. You can pay to get in front of them, paid ads. You can organically show up in their feed. That's just, I'm posting. Like Fran said, she was on a walk, saw the tree, and when she saw the tree, our brain went bing. I have an idea. So instead of like, well, let me make a note and let me get back to my computer and let me think about, it's like right there, take a picture of it and say, hey, I had it. And you let your tool help you with it instantly, and you post and you go. Post and go on whatever, TikTok, Reels, Short, doesn't matter, Facebook Reels, whatever, or all of them. It's real easy. It doesn't take a lot of thought. We want to post it and go on to the next thing. And so the third one is, and you could be lucky enough to have one of your posts shared directly with family or friends, or just shared online. So we have paid, earned, shared, right? And then I love that they broke this down. And how do different types of exposure to brand content on social affects buying behavior? Awareness. Remember, that was number 1, being exposed and observing the brand. So the metrics you pay attention to is, did they read the post? Did they watch the video? Then we move into the second one, which was, I think it was, what did we call it? I forgot what we called it, but it was number 2. They're calling it consideration, taking a mental step towards purchase. The metrics, they click and they have a typo. Click link, comment, follow, share. Then the third one, conversion, making a purchase, buy the product and service. Okay, so those are really simply the 3 things that we're talking about here. And they didn't call this a funnel, but this is what they traditionally call the funnel. All right, so here we go. Number 1, paid posts have a huge impact on awareness and discovery. Now, there's a lot of text here. I'm not going to read it, but I love that they have everything in bold. So they're saying 61% of people have discovered new brands, products, and services from paid social posts. I was like, really? Then they have a nice little chart here. I have discovered new brands, products, and services I'm interested in from paid, sponsored social posts. Now, this is the question that they asked the people in the survey. What's the biggest block here? In green, 49% agree with, I have discovered new brands, products, services I'm interested in from paid, sponsored social posts. 49% agree. 26% said neither agree nor disagree. That's still kind of good, because you don't want the disagree or the strongly disagree. The strongly disagree was 3%. Disagree was 10%. Then you have an agree. Then you have a strongly agree of 12%. So I would say gather up the strongly agree, and the neither. That's your biggest takeaway from here. So that's why they have the title. Paid posts have a huge impact on awareness and discovery. Now, we get to the thing where, I don't really want to run an ad or this, or it's difficult, or it's this or that. It's not really. It's not really. The process has been easier on, say, Meta, probably Google. But guess what? You got a tool that helps you with it. one of the AI tools. I think I've even seen AI tools that specifically will do, you want to do a Facebook ad, you run it through this tool. And you could Google that, or you can ask whoever you want to ask, but there's help now. Also, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on an ad. You could try something, $5, $2, whatever. There, when you go into the system of making the ads, especially on Meta, there's a whole wizard of, because they know that it's difficult. So they're continually tweaking it to make it easy for the first time business owner running an ad. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
because a lot of people want to make ads. And it
yes.
has been difficult in the past. I'm glad they're bringing tools to help make it easier for us to run an ad.
Yes. And there's people online that they know you're a beginner and they want to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's AI that can help you.
Right. And Meta's AI will now help you.
There you go.
They want to get paid.
You could go whatever. I want to run an ad, but I'm a little afraid because I don't know what to do. I don't know the process. Can you help me? That's pretty much it. Then and then you go, can you walk me through the steps? How do I run an ad on Meta? They walk you through the steps. And then, like Fran says, Meta has their own AI to help you through the steps. They have a wizard that helps you through the steps. You could ask them, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money. You have to go through the process of having a conversation because all the information is there. It's being packaged to fit the question that you're asking. And I bring up this slide because it says paid posts have a huge impact on awareness and discovery. Who doesn't want a little bit of that?
Right. So if our goal is to get people aware of what we do, and for us to become relevant, which was your second point, and for us to be significant, we need to be running ads. Because your friends and family may not be the target audience. Right. So when
that's why they broke this section, paid versus earned versus shared. Shared would be the friends and family sharing, which you really want. But I look at this as a layered cake of you want all of it.
Right.
And so the paid, you don't have to run the paid forever, maybe one time.
Right. And I remember when we first started Bizchicks, and we wanted to get people aware of the fact that we were doing our first Monday event. We ran a paid ad. Didn't cost but a few dollars or whatever.
Yeah.
And we got much awareness behind that.
The platform is pushing it out for you. That's why it's called a paid ad.
The free version is not getting pushed.
That's just how it is. We gotta let go of this. Oh, they should, they should show this. It's because there's so much content, and Meta has to manage it in a good way for the user experience. YouTube has to manage it. LinkedIn has to manage it, and this is how they're doing it. And that's what we're saying. I want you to see this slide because it's like maybe I could do a paid post or a boosted post or whatever for a little amount of money to get a little bit of awareness. Now, if you put a lot of money behind it, maybe you'll get a whole lot more. But see, these are the conversations you're going to have with your tool. I always say ChatGPT, but whatever tool you want, it's going to educate you.
So I heard something yesterday about being stuck. And a lot of times people are stuck because they don't want to do subconsciously. They don't want to do whatever it takes to do to get unstuck in that area. Yeah. You want more awareness, relevance, and significance. Yeah. But that unconscious thing is telling you, oh, ads are too hard. Right. Or I can't, I don't know how to do an ad, blah, blah, blah. But if you push past that resistance and just go talk to somebody about doing the ad, you're going to see growth that you wouldn't have seen because you stayed stuck over here because you don't want to do an ad.
And I think I've read a couple of places. I got to double check that once you do the ad, it kind of elevates you from that part where you're just doing organic only. Like, I don't think you segment down. You kind of stay. Oh, well, you've run an ad. Well, Meta goes, well, if I help you out, you might go back and do another ad or run. This is how it works. It kind of elevates you a little bit. So and we got to get out of the sense of, okay, all these people on Instagram crying about this, that, and the other. Oh, nobody's seeing my posts. Those aren't business owners. Those aren't people. Those are mostly people that are like, well, I want to get this for free. I don't want to put any skin in the game. I don't put any money in. Whereas you're a business, you can say, well, maybe I could budget $5 a day for a couple of days. Let me see what I get. How do I do it? I don't know.
And I think it's time. I believe it will move you further in the direction you want to go than staying where you are, complaining about, I don't have no.
And you're stuck in the mud. What happens when you're stuck in the mud? You need a little push. The car needs a little push to get stuck out. So here's your push. So I was glad to see this line. I was like, we need to talk about it because we don't talk about paid a lot. And if you say, well, maybe I need to feel a little bit more comfortable, you can ask your tool of choice. Well, who are the people I need to follow because I want to start doing ads? Who are the people I need to follow? And it'll tell you need to follow these people. Follow them, consume their content, and see how comfortable they get you. They might even help you. They might even have a system to help you if you need that extra help. But you got to ask.
You do.
All right, so now we're going to move on to organic and shared content. So organic and shared content fuel buying behavior, and not just in young people. So on the graphic on the right, percentage of consumers who have made a purchase based on social posts from brands at least once over the past 12 months. Again, Gen Z and the millennials. So you can see organic mostly at the top, then shared, then paid. Gen X and baby boomers, 81%, 80, 69%. And it's because of the slide that I didn't include. They kind of go into why Gen Z does certain things a certain way and why they buy versus the baby boomers and why they buy. And it has to do with that. But I just wanted you to see this and get into. We need all of it. It just can't be paid. It just can't be organic. It has to be a combination of all of it, which is why I love this section. And then number 3, shared content is the most powerful for turning awareness into consideration. Shared posts have spurred consideration behaviors in 82% of people in at least one in the past 12 months. So again, the grouping is paid posts in mint, organic posts in light blue, shared posts in black.
So pretty much shared content is that word of mouth.
Yeah,
that's what shared content is. Because if I'm sharing that with you,
I saw a post and I shared it with my friends, my family, my followers, the little arrow, the little plane on Instagram. Shared.
When you shared that, I'm telling you, I think this is important for you. Yes. Or else I wouldn't have sent it to you.
Right. Otherwise, I would have just consumed it and go, oh, that's nice, and moved on. The scroll.
But I saw something that I thought would help you. Yeah. And I shared it. That's word of mouth.
And I love how they put in the slide, they say the way people make buying decisions is messy and non-linear. It's not an ABC thing. It's more flywheel. It's more arm. It's more coming from here and there. You don't know which way. So I love that they said it's messy and non-linear, and it's only getting more complex. That's because of the way that things are happening, behaviors. Okay. So they're saying there's a complicated web of touch points that differs from person to person. Google Consumer Insight team has called this the messy middle. And I didn't click on that link. I want to read it because I like that messy middle. That might be something we want to talk about later. So here you go. This It's persuasive in moving people through messy middle and towards building relevance with your product or service. So again, paid and earned and shared, and you determine how much effort you're going to put into each 3 of these. Each one, you might do more earn, but you might sprinkle in a little pay. You might say, hey, how can I get this shared more? Again, your generative AI tool of choice, ask it, hey, look at this post. How can I get this to be shared more? And it says, hey, it will tell you. All right. So I think this is the last slide. What makes people share content from brands with family and friends? 44%. I agree with the content perspective in the post. That's it right there. They agree with it. They hit the shared and they moved on.
Yep.
44%. Then 29%, the post was informative. 27%, the post was funny. 24%, the post was inspirational. Then you have 21% reflecting my personal values. 20%, I want another opinion. 19%, I want to start a conversation. 13%, I disagree with it. 8%, the post featured an influencer, celebrity person that I recognize. And the question was, thinking about when you have shared social posts from a brand via direct message over the last 12 months, which the following apply. So this is saying from Ashley. I love that the direct message part of it.
I just got a revelation.
Yeah.
It says what you share from a brand.
Yes.
We are brands.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
We're not
That's
talking
why I'm
about
talking about this. That's
We're
what I'm
not
talking
about Coca-Cola. We're not talking about Pepsi. We're not talking about McDonald's, although those are brands. They're
just bigger
about
brands.
us.
They're just bigger brands than it's bigger corporations.
Oh my goodness! I was
Yes.
like, wait, I'm a brand.
That's why I'm bringing this to you, because I'm like, hey, these are the things that we need to be looking at, and it's not like Nike, Coca-Cola, Amazon. No, us. Because all these things elevate us to where we rise above all of the noise that's happening, because everybody's making all this content, but they're not doing it the right way. We're going to do it the right way. And all of this information helps you. All of it. That's why when I saw this, I was like, okay, we got to talk about this. Now I got one more. This was the old and the thumb down and the goal. So, expecting every social ad to make to drive direct attributable revenue. That means, and this is even with organic, everything you post and do online is not going to drive the car. It has the potential to do it, but you got to get everything right. Believing the think pieces, claiming that organic social is dead, is not. And this is what Gary Vaynerchuk beats the drum up. He's beating the drum. Organic. What do I need to do? Organic. Post more. He keeps saying the same thing over and over. Creating content with the aim of going viral. We're not doing that anymore. We don't need that because of the way the algorithm works. We talked about interest media and the things that people want to do, and then we get into the share, and we get into the paid, and we get into. So we don't need to be concerned with if I go viral, everything goes great. That's not a guarantee. Now, the thumbs up. Using social ads to drive top of the funnel brand awareness. That was one of the slides we talked about. You want to use ads to give you a little bump, a little boost above the noise. Encouraging conversations in your organic content, because that audience is likely more primed to purchase. You want to have conversations. People buy when you have conversations. Think of the in real life brick and mortar store. I gave you the example of the couple coming in to the jewelry store. You're going to talk to them. That kind of builds a relationship. And making content as share worthy as possible. How do you do that? Ask your tool. So at the bottom, it says all social media metrics can tell you something about whether you're achieving objectives and meeting your goal, but tracking the right metrics is the key to understanding your social ROI. That's return on investment, all the work you're putting in. Okay, so this is start with a focus on a few metrics that help you tell the right story and build your business case. And then, they go, and of course, the whole idea of this was to, sell their products. So they're telling you to go to Hootsuite because they've got all the products that you need. Okay, so that is what we have for today. And I rushed through it. There's much more, but I wanted you to get the gist of it, the basic of it. So I'm going to go back through that list of what we need to do with awareness. Stop assuming, start listening. You assume you know your audience. You post what you think people want to see, but you have to stop making assumptions. You have to build an understanding. You have to figure out what's going on with your audience. Number 2, relevance. Add value. Don't add noise. There's too much noise already. We talked about that with Sora too. There's too much. And I'm going to tell you something. There's going to be more. There's going to be more tools coming out. And there's going to be more noise. So you got to figure it out. And 3, significance. Build trust beyond the sale, beyond. Okay, that was that slide that was like people focusing on a point of purchase and just forgetting about the person that bought, trying to focus on, well, let me get another, but you, like I said, hold the hand of that one while you try to get the new clients or customers to come in. So it's awareness, relevance, significance. And go ahead, because there was a slide that said something I wanted to repeat. But that's kind of the summary of this study.
So this is why you need to go to terryjohnsononline.com/info. You need to get connected with her. She is a safe source. Oh, I like that. She's a safe source for marketing and digital media content. Connect with her. Get on her list. Get all of the tools that she shares. She's been sharing these tools for years, and now everything has come together. You can do it simply with your AI tools, with her guidance, and the willingness and determination to do the work. You will win at your social media game. You can do this.
You can do it.
Terry Johnson online.com. She has been making this simple for us for many years. And with the advance of AI, it has gotten really simple. Follow her.
And here's the one from one of the slides that I wanted to repeat. It was under significance. Significance is when a mutual exchange of value happens because of the trust you built. It happens because of the trust you built. Not because you posted, not because, well, I made a post, we talked about all the things that's in here, that you're going to make content. You're just going to make it and let it fall what it may. It doesn't have to be perfection. Every post does not have to be perfection. I remember somebody we talked about here, they were like, well, it takes me so long to do a blog post, or it takes me so long. I'm like, but why? Because you're overthinking and you're editing. Like Fran said, she's out on a walk. Saw a down tree. Boom, there's the idea. Take a picture, ask ChatGPT, ask your tool, how do I make a post out of this? Because it will give you ideas. You say, good, I'm going to go with that one. Copy and paste, put the picture up or a video and post it and move on. It's probably minutes out of your day.
Literally. And if you want to see my little tree post, you can follow me on Instagram. It'll be on over there on the Bizchicks. I'm gonna put it on the Bizchicks site good. Too.
I'm gonna for that. Did you put it on your YouTube?
I haven't put it on there yet. It's the Sora one that I'm gonna post over there. Okay. Because reels are the thing.
See how the thing is that you're out. She's not going out of her way to, well, let me sit down and let me set up my computer and what do I? It's right there in front of you. It's whatever. I'm taking a walk. I'm here. I'm out in the backyard. I'm playing with the dog. But you got to make it relevant to.
And here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this. It's not perfect.
No.
That thing is not perfect. I'm just putting it out. And
it's relevant. It's
right, because it was talking about obstacles. How do you handle an obstacle? And morning walk. Sky's still gray from the rain last night. And I use Sora, and it like I'm telling you, it wasn't.
And you know what I love about that you just said you use Sora? It's because a lot of people may not want, and you could do this, like I said, I'm using example, she's on a walk. You don't have to show yourself. You could show the walking. You could show the path in front of you. You could show the tree. You don't have to put yourself in it, but if you wanted to have it to where, we relate to faces, you could go to Sora and you've already if you put your face in there, you're in there. And you can make it to where your face is there without you actually having your face. Because maybe you're on the walk without makeup or your hair, or you're wearing whatever it is, the roadblocks that we throw up.
Those are the things that keep us stuck.
Right. We want to remove the barrier to let's make the content. You're not going to hit it out the park every time. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's not going to be a home run. You're gonna make the post and let it land where it lands. And here's another thing I just remembered: trial reels. If you're not using trial reels, I don't know if I mentioned it, but trial reels on Instagram, it basically lets you make a reel and they will test it.
That's right.
They post it. They will test it before it doesn't go live on your Instagram account. It gets sent out as a trial balloon. And people who don't know you, don't know anything about you and your business, they get to see it and they judge it. And then Instagram decides on that. And they come back and they say, hey, your trial reel has done, I think it gives you a percentage or whatever. It says, do you want to post it? I said, sure. You could do that. Now, there's a limit on it because, of course, people went crazy with it. People went crazy with it and started doing like 25 a day. And so now I think they limited to 5 a day that you can do, but people were going crazy with it. But I've used it once or twice. I got to remember to use it, but you might want to do that.
Well, it is now posted on Bizchicks. And it's messy, but it's out there. And I put the caption and stuff on it, but check it out. Let me know what you think. And then we want you to become a part of the Bizchicks community. You can join by texting Biz to 33777, or you can go to, I want to show this, go to bizchicks.net. That's our new website. So go there. Let me see how this is going to work. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So go to the new website, check it out. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. But go to bizchicks.net or text Biz to 33777. Follow Terry Johnson online.com, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you really, really soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.